Welcome back. This is video 2 in my series, Slow Pitch Power Pitching. Today I'm going to show you the grip, release, and mechanics of the pitch. But first I'm going to set it up with a scenario. I have a friend, his name is Jimmy. Now Jimmy's had a hard day at work, right? He's had a run-in with his boss, he's had issues with the customers, but anyway, he is glad to be at the field. He wants to put that behind him. And also, he hasn't been hitting very well lately. So he comes up to the plate and he's looking for that nice fat pitch. You know, that pitch that he can get healthy on. Here is reality check number 1. Now, it doesn't matter what the count is. And I throw him that nice fat pitch and he rips it, okay? That's on me. That's not because my outfielder didn't make a play or you know, because of bad luck or maybe the umpire didn't call that nice setup pitch that had thrown the pitch before. No, it's on me. You know why? It's because I threw Jimmy that nice fat pitch he's been dreaming about all week. That nice fat pitch that he's comfortable with. That pitch that he doesn't have to think about. But see, that's our job as pitchers. Our job as pitchers is to make batters hit pitches they don't want to hit. You have to make them hit that pitch that they have to think about or make an adjustment to. Now, I won't talk about balls and strikes too much here, but I will say this. The better you become as a pitcher, the less you're going to think about balls and strikes. And the more you're going to think about setup pitches and out pitches. Okay, here's reality check number 2. You're going to get hit hard. And you're going to get hit hard for 2 reasons. The first reason is it's just the nature of the game. I mean, you may throw that perfect sequence, that nice setup pitch, and then come back with the out pitch. A nice breaking screwball. It's going to hit him on the feet if he doesn't take a swing, but he takes a swing because he doesn't want to take a strike. The next thing you know, he's ripped it down the third base line and he's standing on second. So what do? You tip your hat to him. I mean, it's just the way the game is. But there's a second reason there are balls that are hit hard, and that's because you threw that fat pitch just like you threw to Jimmy. Those are the ones we want to work on. Those are the ones you're going to reduce. You're going to throw more good pitches, less bad pitches, and you're going to reduce run production. Here's the bottom line. What we're after is reducing run production by a certain percentage of your opponent. If you can reduce it 10, 15, 20% or more per season, you're going to win more games. Now, if you're playing in a league with parity, 3 or 4 or 5 runs per game, it's going to make a huge difference. For example, say you're giving up 15 to 18 runs per game, and you can knock that down to, say, 12 or 13 runs per game. So that's what we're after. Now, once you develop those tools and learn how to use those tools, you'll get those results. So let's get started. The grip, release, and mechanics for slow pitch power pitching. What you want is a 3-point grip. Index finger, middle finger, and thumb. And if you look at it from the back, you should have equal distribution between the 3 points. Now, the reason you want to do that is because if you notice, your fingertips are on the seams, 4-seam rotation, and your fingertips are close to the axis of rotation, okay? So, if the ball rotates like this, and your fingers are very close to that axis, you're going to get a high spin rate. If your fingers are together, you're going to get a lower spin rate, that's lower gearing.
Here I've taken a picture of a ball with the grip superimposed over the rear cassette of a bicycle wheel. As you notice, the fingers are in the position of the smallest sprocket. When the chain is on the smallest sprocket, you have the highest wheel speed or the highest rotation speed.
So this is what you want. You want fingers as close to the axis on both sides, and then you support with your thumb. So when you throw the pitch and it rolls off your wrist, you're going to get high rotation because your fingers are very close to the axis, and you're going to get a high gearing and you're going to get a very high spin rate. Now, in the beginning, this may be a tough pitch to throw because you may not be accustomed to a wide grip like that. But in our next video, when we talk about training and strength training, we're going to talk about specific drills for the hand, the fingers, the wrist, and the forearm. These are going to strengthen your fingers because as you get better with this pitch, you're going to grip it tighter and harder, and on the release, you're going to really bear down with your fingers on that seam. That way it won't slip. If you get slippage here, then you lose the advantage of the high gearing close to the axis. but this is the starting point. This is where you have to begin. You have to begin with a good grip first, start throwing that, and then we'll strengthen it as we go.
With the release, emphasize your wrist rotation. You want a quick snap of the wrist, and while you're pulling the ball down from the highest point in the windup, pull down hard to the release point with a snap at the end. Also be sure to get as high as you can with the ball in your windup. Bring the ball up at least as high as your shoulder. The next thing to remember is your wrist to forearm angle. At the highest point of your windup, just be sure that your wrist and forearm are at about a 90-degree angle. An easy way to remember this is just point the ball as high as you can at the back of your windup. Be sure your arm is at full speed when you reach 90-degree shoulder rotation at the release point. Try to release at the front of your thigh. This keeps your arm motion short and forces your wrist to rotate quicker. If you release too far out in front, it'll slow down your wrist rotation. Now here's an easy way to remember the essentials of the release, the 90-90 rule. 90 degrees on your wrist at the back of your windup and 90 degrees of shoulder rotation to release. Okay, finally for the stance or the delivery. Now, there's a lot of ways you can do this. Some guys will double pump, some guys will step to the side, one side or another, and these are all designed to disrupt the timing of the batter. I find that if I keep it simple and I take a simple stride right straight to the target and deliver my pitch and really focus on hitting the spots, I have a better result. Because I would rather make the batter hit my pitch as opposed to try to disrupt his timing and then not be so precise and leave a lot of pitches fat to hit. So what I do, I start with my right foot in front of the rubber with the heel just touching the rubber. The left foot is behind it, and then I take a simple stride straight forward. I end up in an athletic position with my glove just below eye level. This way I can protect myself from a hard hit ball. I can also feel my position well from this finish. Our next video is on strength training and drills. We'll see you then.